Alright, so we have 24.3 Masters League, the BOSSMAN I think it's called. We got, for time, 4 bar facing burpees, 4 power snatch, 4 toes to bar, 8 bar facing burpees, 8 power snatch, 8 toes to bar, then 12s and 16s. Strategy for this one was quite simple. For the bar facing burpees, just make sure to stay consistent within the movement and speed. So I was pacing it probably a little bit more, just due to the fact that my fitness level isn't so great. So that was the strategy for the bar facing burpees. With the toes to bar and the power snatches was simply to break them up into 4s. So as we increased the reps, increase the rest. Now, with the being deliberate on the bar facing burpees, as I mentioned, I want to be consistent. So not only with the pacing, as in the speed at which I'm doing it, but how I was actually doing it. So I want to make sure that every bar facing burpee looked the same, even though I was trying to alternate legs as I'm coming up. There's quite a few reps where I do the same leg on a couple of the reps. With the power snatches, it was just trying to be crisp with them, really use the legs a little bit more. So this is not necessarily a leg heavy workout, so I was wanting to make sure to drop the hips a little bit more to use the power in the legs rather than just hinging into it, even though you probably get away with it. But with the bar facing burpees, you're still doing that hinge movement, and the activation to the toes to bar as well is definitely going to have a bit of fatigue there. So just wanted to use the legs a little bit more. Now with my rest, I wanted to push myself a little bit to get outside the comfort zone. Overall, I felt I did okay with that. There was definitely a few situations where I felt that I could, probably have gone a little bit sooner, but I was definitely having that conversation with myself on every rest period, just making sure that I went back to the bar or jumped up to the toes to bar or kept going on the bar facing burpees, even though my body was saying that I would like a rest. I just tried to keep pushing that pace. So with the bar, again, back to the bar facing burpees, there's going to be quite a few people that are going to try and push the pace on those bar facing burpees, which is fine if you can maintain your strategy going into the power snatches. So if you're going really fast on the bar facing burpees and then need to take a 45 to a minute rest before you pick up the bar, it's not necessarily the best strategy for you. So you're better off choosing a pace that you can maintain for the whole workout. If anything, increase the pace as you get into the workout, especially towards that later reps, but it still allows you to pick up that bar relatively quickly. And that was my focus, making sure those transitions are fast, but that I'm not hurting myself for the next movement. Now again, I'll talk with the power snatches a little bit later on. I was a little bit stubborn, even though I had plan A and plan B. I stuck to plan A basically the whole time, whereas there were certain situations where I could have definitely resorted to plan B, which is sort of fast singles, still in blocks of 4, but just more fast singles. I think it was on the round of 16, or the 16 power snatches, where I could have definitely, probably on the second and third set, done quick singles rather than having that little bit extra rest just to make sure that I do the power snatches. Quite happy with the toes to bar, they felt pretty good. So sets of 4 from where I'm at were pretty good. I probably could have done them in 2 sets like the whole way through, but I might have had to have rested a little bit longer. And that's, without redoing it, it's hard to say, but I probably would have rested a little bit longer. So I was quite happy with the strategy of keeping it to 4 blocks. Other than chalking up, I felt that the rest was pretty good. I wasn't resting for significant amounts of time. Again, depending on where you are with your toaster bar, you might have to do singles. But as long as you're doing fast singles, like there's people out there that can do singles the whole way, and it's still going to be a little bit slow, but could be pretty competitive with people that are doing them in 2 sets or even unbroken. So don't be scared to break up those toaster bar as long as you stay aggressive with it. So I've seen a few different variations, but if you do a toaster bar, drop down, turn around, jump straight back up, and the height of the bar is going to help with that as well. Like if you have to do like almost a max height jump to get to the bar, obviously that's going to slow you down. So choosing the correct height of the toaster bar is going to make a difference as well. And then lastly, I sort of skipped over it, but with the power snatches, again, doing something unbroken isn't necessarily always faster in the long run, especially if you have to have that extended rest after you do an unbroken set. So as an example, the power snatch is the second movement. If you're trying to do the power snatches all unbroken, but again, you're having to extend your rest before you get onto your first set of toaster bar, or that means that you're not able to hit the numbers you want on those toaster bar, well then it's probably not worth it. So just coming up with a strategy that allows you to continually move through the whole workout without resting significant amounts of time is going to be the optimal strategy for you. Now obviously there's a lot of variation in that. Everyone is different, and just really knowing yourself as an athlete or someone who works out is going to be very beneficial. So for me, where I'm at right now, breaking them up into sets of 4 was probably the best strategy for me. If I was to do this workout again, simply to try and get a better time, because I've done it once and I know how it feels and all the rest of it, I probably could have done the toaster bar in 2 sets, but again, not 100% confident on that. What I would change on the power snatches, probably in that last set of 16, again, still in blocks of 4, but done quick singles for the for all 4 sets. So that's what I would have changed for this particular workout, but overall quite happy with how I went. Back was feeling okay with this one, no pain or anything like that, so always a good sign, and very much looking forward to the next one. Till then.